Hi everyone, Diane here. Welcome to my studio in my apartment in New Cairo, Egypt. And today I'm going to paint for you a colourful watercolour inspired by an Oriental rug, which I haven't yet bought, but I am going to. In this part of the world we have wonderful, beautiful hand-woven rugs which are very popular, and their designs are perfect as inspiration for our styles of abstract doodle that we are so keen on doing. So I thought, well, why not? And here we've got in front of me my paints and some paper, and the paints I've decided to use today is my set of Victoria Hilbrecht paints. Victoria is a lady who lives in Germany, originally from China. Her name is Victoria Hilbrecht, and she makes these paints. And I have a set on her website which was made specially for me, which has my name on it, and you can find it if you go follow the link below, and you can get 10% off if you purchase using Diane 10, and you'll find them on her website. Anyway, to get back to where we were, I just thought, you better know what I'm using, because people do like to know what I'm painting with. I've done some swatches here. Here are some of the colours in this set, just trying them out and trying to see how they're going to blend together and so on. This set, which has, it's got 12 colours in it, they all go really well together, and they all have a kind of sort of Oriental feel to them. So I thought that would probably be the easiest way to start, would be to use these. So let's get started. I have got here a block of Meaden watercolour paper. If I hesitate, it's because we've just been travelling for, quite a long way from France to Egypt, and things are very different here. So everything is a little bit confusing, to say the least. Anyone who's been to Egypt will know why. What am I going to do? I am going to tell you that this is hot press Meaden watercolour paper. And I'm just wondering why I have a shadow there. I'm going to move my book and my iPad out of the way. I'm working on a very small scale here. I've got a much smaller desk than I normally have. And we're not sure what the light's going to be like or what the sound is going to be like, because we're in a completely different location. I'm also probably in need of a palette. So let me make a noise and grab one, just in case I want to mix any colours. I'm going to use these paints. I have a rather cool and funky sort of water container, which is an IKEA plant pot, which we found here when we arrived, very conveniently. Just exactly what I need to do my painting in. I'm going to raise my camera up a little bit so that I can see the whole piece of paper. That's better. And it's all very, what's the word? Ad hoc, something like that. Brush, I'm going to use Diane Antone No collaboration. And somebody asked the other day why they couldn't buy these brushes anymore. That's because they're sold out. But just to let you know, sneak peek or whatever, advance information, there will be next year at some point more brushes available in a subscription box, which we're working on at the moment. So I can't give you any more information than that because I don't know it. But yes, so there we are. Patience will be rewarded eventually. So this is a piece of paper which is rectangular, and it's about the right proportions for a rug. I could put some, in fact I might. Let me see. Why don't we put some tape around the outside so that we get a good edge. I'm looking for some that isn't. There's the trouble, you see, when you're not at home, you have all the wrong stuff, don't you? That's no good. That's already been used up. That was a waste of time bringing that. I'm not going to bother with that. That's more trouble than it's worth. So let's just get some colour down on the paper, shall we? I'm going to do some stripes. There's so many different things you could do based on the concept of a Oriental carpet, but the easiest is just to paint stripes of colour. And so that's what we're going to do first. And the next time we approach this theme, I'm going to do it slightly differently. I will do one that's got some kind of a picture on it. So let's just paint stripes. And I'm going to really just basically make my way through the tin of paints, painting one after the other, just for the heck of it, and then we'll put some embellishments on top. Okay. I'm not going to tell you what the colours are as I go along because I don't know. That looks like a nice grey, doesn't it? It doesn't matter if the shape isn't quite regular, and the reason being because if you have ever had anything to do with hand-woven Egyptian rugs, you'll know that they have very little to do with anything regular either. This is a mad country. It's great fun and actually very relaxing. It's quite strange how somewhere so hectic, because hectic doesn't even begin to cut it as far as the amount of traffic on the roads goes. You know, it's an absolutely very highly populated country. That's to say there are lots of people living here from all over the world. There are people here. There's American University is just around the corner from us, which was being built the same time this apartment of ours was being built. So there are lots of foreigners here. And yeah, I was just looking on a Facebook page a few minutes ago, which was about people looking for jobs as maids and so on and so forth. And it seems like there are an awful lot of students here from Africa, actually, various different parts of Africa. I suppose we are in Africa. Anyway, I shouldn't really be talking about Egypt while I'm painting. I should be pretending I'm still in my studio in France, but I'm not. So I'm just doing a completely random range of colours. I'm just doing one brush stroke of each colour across the page. I'm not fiddling with it at all, we're just playing with colour. And then once that's dry, I'm going to take my white pen and my gold pen and maybe a black pen, and we will do some designs over the top of it just for the heck of it. Just trying to keep it roughly the same width as we go down. I think I want some blue. Is that blue? Yeah. Several people said when I said I was going to be going to Egypt, several people, I'm bound to talk about it, aren't I? I mean, for goodness sake, I'm in Egypt. People said, oh, it's not safe, but it is. If you were here, you wouldn't know you were in Egypt. You would think you were, apart from the fact that there's all this Arabic script all over the place and it looks a bit weird. But you wouldn't otherwise know, because you've got Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut side by side, and you've got McDonald's, and you've got everything that you are used to, and people look the same as you and me, and there's no danger. You know, there's like nothing to be afraid of, because they're not at war, you know? So it's just an ordinary country. Right, I think that's enough. So we've got down to the bottom there. And what I have to do now is let that dry. Okay, so that's dry. And I've been tossing up whether or not to put the fringe in first or last. And I've decided I'm going to put it in first. So I've just taken one of my acrylic brush marker pens here, and I'm putting in the knots. Okay, so these are the knots for the bits of the fringe at each end. And the reason for putting this in first is because then it looks a bit more like a rug. And so then I'm going to hopefully just sort of, I have to admit, this is in fact the first time I've ever painted a rug. So we are exploring things together here. Yeah. So let's just turn that around and do it this way. I've got a couple of rugs that we bought in Cairo at home in France. Must be 20 years ago now, and they're still, well, one of them, well, actually we bought two. One of them got ruined by one of our dogs, but the other one is still in perfect condition. It looks okay, doesn't it? So that's that. And then I'm going to use these pens to do some sort of strengthening of some of the colours, because you could definitely consider this to be a stripy rug. And I'm going to go across. This is a nice soft brown, so we'll do some embellishments like that, perhaps. And maybe we'll switch to a blue. What did I do with that? Down here. A nice grey blue, yes, exactly what I wanted. These acrylic pens, you can get them from Lightwish. They're not expensive at all. And I find them really quite fun when they sent them to me, and I'd never come across them before. But they're quite interesting to play with. That's a sort of beige colour. This is blue, blue-grey. Okay, so I'm going to put some sort of lozenge shapes in now, in a few places. So those are purpley ones. And let's put some pink ones up here. Okay, and then we had blue, didn't we? Where was the blue? Where's the blue gone? Dark blue, let's do for that. And brown. And maybe we'll put some orange here. And we need blue. Yeah, like blue. Blue, blue, blue. There we are. And then we need some more. I think, what shall we do? Let's put some more horizontal lines. It's a nice pale blue here. Okay, and then I think probably what we want is some white. Let's see how this one works. That's okay. So inside these lozenges, or around them, you could go round like that. And I think I need to make it bigger. That's a good thing about these pens. They go over each other, so that's fine. And then I'm going to do some zigzags. And I'm going to do some circles. And do some more zigzags here. And then I'm going to double the zigzag, like that. And then I'm going to go around the outside. This is another example of what can you think of doing. The white looks really good, I think. And we can join these ones up like that. And what else could we do? I think, you couldn't do this without the pens, so just pop over to Amazon and get some Lightwish acrylic pens, and it's honestly, it's just a whole other dimension to your painting, a whole other dimension. Who didn't like colouring in when they were a kid? Why shouldn't we do it again, eh? I'm going to do some zigzags here. Now, nobody is going to call this high art, especially not me. I'm going to put green inside these purple ones because I think that's quite fun. What do you think? Put some green in here too. And every time I kind of go I'm sort of thinking, should I put some black in? And I'm tossing up as to whether or not to. I think I'm going to have to, because otherwise I will say, well, I should have. I'm just going to try some dots. In a few places. Before anyone asks what's happened to your dogs, where are your animals, who's looking after your animals, I will tell you all, in case anyone is wondering. We've got some wonderful house sitters staying in the house. Hilary from Scotland and her partner, and they're doing a wonderful job of looking after all of them, the whole caboodle. And everyone is very happy because they're getting walks more often, far more often than they ever get from us. Okay, so I'm going to put thinking, what shall I put next? Oh, I think I'm just going to emphasize the yellow here a little bit. And if anyone out there is wondering whether or not to go on holiday to Egypt, and they're thinking, oh, I'm afraid, don't be, because there's nothing to be afraid of. Okay, I need to put some more zigzags up here. And I think I'm going to stop now. So this was just a bit of fun, like I said, based on the idea of Oriental carpets, and I'm going to do another one in the very near future, which might be a pictorial one with a picture on it, perhaps something to do with the Nile. And hopefully by the time you get to see this video, at the end of it, we'll be able to show you a carpet that we may have even bought, a rug, just something, you know, playful, nothing big. So there we are, one Egyptian hand-woven Kilim carpet. First painting from Cairo. I'll say goodbye now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on notifications, visit us on Patreon, become a member on Patreon even, and yeah, so I'll let you go now, and I'll see you again soon, everybody. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.
Well, when Google Maps takes you down the wrong road in England or in France, it's a bit less dramatic than this, but it happens all the time there too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is this 90th Street North?
Yes.
So that was Google's attempt at a shortcut.
Well done, Google.
لسه لا لا لا
And what's he shop?
Furniture. Luxury furniture.
This one?
Behind the
Oh, there, right. Behind the watermelon.